And when it dries, doesn't move. Hey guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I'm so excited for this video because we're talking brand versus brand. We are talking Merit Beauty versus Skincare and their makeup products. And I am very excited about this because they were actually founded by the same person. So Catherine Power, she founded both years apart. I believe Skincare first came out in 2019 and then Merit Beauty 2021 or 2022, I believe 2021, and she is also a co-founder of Who What Wear. If you feel like millennials loved Who What Wear, and I know still very much a kind of publication that a lot of people like to. I actually was in an article in Who What Wear a couple years ago, but anyways, I digress. And she also has her hands in a couple other companies. She's definitely a serial entrepreneur, but I was really intrigued when I found out actually that she was founder of both. And I was like, oh, once the Versed makeup line came out, I was like, oh, we need to compare and contrast. Maybe formulas are similar because I know the price points are very different. And yeah, I just want to jump into the video and get started. If you have any other brands that you want me to compare to each other, let me know down below. I definitely want to do like full swatches and all of that and not just do a try on my face, you know, really give you a deep dive on all the products and opinions and who does what best and all that jazz. So if you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into this Merit Beauty versus Skincare makeup review. All right, let's jump right in. So I'm just gonna kind of go by category. I feel like that makes it the most simple. So we're gonna start with complexion. And we're going to go here. So we have this from Merit Beauty. It's their uniform. It is their tinted sunscreen. And this is meant to be worn as like a true sunscreen. And my gripe with this product is, although it's a mineral sunscreen, so generally those tend to, at least in my opinion, on my skin, feel a little bit heavier. I feel like the amount of product you need to apply for it to be a true sunscreen, which is a nickel to quarter size amount for it to give you full sun protection, is a little bit much for this product. I feel like it feels a little bit heavy. I feel like it does break apart. Again, if you don't know, I have combination skin. I have an oily T-zone and kind of normal to sometimes dry on my cheeks. It really depends on if my eczema is doing its eczema thing. But I find that this I don't love to wear just as a sunscreen. I like to wear it as a skin tint on top of sunscreen, but I don't like to wear it as a true sunscreen where I have to apply that amount of product because I feel like it looks very makeup-y on me. I also feel like it can look a little bit streaky. And it's just not my favorite way to apply this, but it is a nice product if I wear it as a skin tint on top of a sunscreen, if that makes sense. And I wear the shade 14 in this. It is a nice product. It is comfortable to wear. And when, caveat to that, when I don't over apply it, when I apply too much, which I do feel like is the way that the amount that you're supposed to apply for sunscreen, I don't love it. As a skin tint, great. And it's comfy. When I have to, can you hear what? Cannons are going off outside. Do you hear that? I don't know why I'm expecting you to respond. You can't. That's so loud. I really hope the mic isn't picking that up. But anyways, but when you apply as much as you should, to me, it's not a comfortable wear. Next up, we have the Versed, their tinted serum. This is an SPF of 40. It also has mineral sunscreen in it, but it isn't, this is like a full on mineral sunscreen. This is more of a tint-esque product. Again, if I have to apply as much as I do need to for this to be like a full sunscreen, this product is way more comfortable to wear than the Merit Beauty, their uniform. I really like this product. It has nice coverage to it. It is very comfortable to wear. It doesn't get too dewy in my T-zone, which is great because again, I have combination skin. I have the shade 16. I just lied right there. I lied. 9N, and it's very comfortable to wear. It gives you beautiful complexion, like stunning. It wears beautifully throughout the day and is really, really easy to blend out, and it doesn't feel, even if I'm applying, like going full send with it and I'm applying that quarter to nickel sized amount, it's still comfortable on my skin. I'm still really happy with the way that it's wearing and feeling and all of that. Oh my gosh, I'm crossing my legs again. Every time I cross my legs, one of my legs goes so numb. Anyways, overall, I actually really, really enjoy this. It's a very comfortable wear. And between the two of these products, if I had to pick, I'm going Versed over the Merit Beauty. I just feel like the Merit feels too like much on my skin. It's doing too much. I would just rather wear this. So the Versed of these two, the Versed definitely wins out in the tinted sunscreen, skin tint kind of category. It's definitely going to Versed with those two. Next, we have concealer. Now, Merit Beauty has a concealer foundation stick that I'm going to compare to the Versed concealer just because those are what we got to work with. So Merit Beauty foundation concealer stick. I'm obsessed with her. Love of my life. I have two shades. My true shade in this is the shade Buff. And then I also have, this is the newer packaging. This is the old packaging. The newer packaging has a lot more product than the old packaging. And then I have the shade, if my vision doesn't get a grip, the shade Sand for if I want a little bit more brightening. Now, I love this for all over my face. Like just pinpointing around my face, getting hyperpigmentation, getting acne. This is incredible. The Merit Beauty Foundation Concealer Stick is just it. I also really like to wear it all over my face. It's nice under my eyes as well. I just prefer under my eyes a more liquid formula. But this is really nice. I don't have any creasing when I wear this, which is great. And I don't have any mascara running, which I feel like is really important. For stuff that you wear all over your face and under your eyes, you want something that doesn't make your mascara run. This doesn't do that for me. This is amazing. Great coverage. It blends out like a dream. Looks really nice. This is an incredible product. On the other side of the aisle, we have the Versed Serum Concealer. I was very excited to get my hands on this because Serum Concealer signed me up. Oh my goodness. My phone is going crazy. I really, really enjoy this. So this has a doe foot applicator. I've just got it all over my hand. A doe foot applicator. I wear the shade 8P. 8P in this one, even though I definitely could go with a different shade. Like I could have gone lighter. Because if you want to see this in full action, go watch my review where I review all the Versed products as I tried on there. But this is a great product. It's very comfortable to wear. It is beautiful. I don't have like aggressive creasing under my eyes, which always makes me nervous with serum concealers because I'm just immediately assuming everything's creasing. But this doesn't crease. It doesn't cling to any dry patches that I occasionally get on just kind of around here from my eczema, and from the fact that I have really weepy eyes and allergy season is just out to get me. This doesn't cling to anything that is kind of like that. It's more of a texture, dry grossness. This doesn't cling to that, which is great. I don't like this all over my face, mainly just because I like the Merit Beauty, this style product, something a little bit more on the dry side, for hyperpigmentation and acne marks and just perfecting around the face. And this I prefer for under the eyes because I like something a little bit creamier under my eyes. Now, these kind of, if I had to pick between the two, I would go with the Merit Beauty Foundation Concealer Stick always. However, if I had to go with something for under my eyes, the Versed concealer, in my opinion, wins out. But if I had to pick for something all over my face, the Merit Beauty Foundation Concealer Stick. If I had to pick between the two for everything, Merit Beauty Foundation Concealer Stick is winning out on that one, but both are incredible products. Okay, next, Is that crazy? Oh, let's do this because I actually don't have, don't get mad at me. I know. Okay, I already know. I'm going to get a comment. I don't have the brow product, the brow gel from Versed. I did place an order for it though, but I don't have it yet. But I want to talk about the Merit Beauty brow gel because I don't like it. And it's not bad, but it is almost it's too pigmented. So the Versed one is also a tinted one, so that'll be really interesting to see if I end up liking that one more. This is not my favorite because I feel like it deposits too much pigment. I personally, and I just gotta say this because I feel like some people are a tinted brow gel person, some people are a clear brow gel person. I'm a clear brow gel person, so in general, I'm gonna be more hesitant to be loving a tinted brow gel product. But this to me was almost, it deposited too much pigment and I felt like it made my brows feel really jelly. And I want something that is more of a natural feeling hold, and this to me felt more jelly. Then I like something a little bit more pomade-y. If I'm going to go with something jelly, I don't want it to deposit as much pigment, if that makes sense. So I'm not that big a fan of the Merit Beauty brow gel. Now the Merit Beauty brow pencil, I am a really big fan of. I don't have it here because I just actually got rid of it in my empties video that I just did. But I really like their brow pencil. It's incredible. It overall is an amazing quality product. However, it runs out so fast. It runs out so fast to the point where I'm not repurchasing it just because of that. That just irks me in a way that a lot of things don't irk me. It just bugs me that it runs out so quickly. If I have to repurchase a brow pencil every month, which is what I felt like I had to do basically with that brow pencil, no. The bang for your buck is not there for me with that one at all. I feel like they either have to put more in the tube itself or to make it bigger. Just put more product in it or something, because I shouldn't be running out as fast as I do with it. And I also only really fill in the ends, and I have a scar on one of my brows. I lightly fill that in, but I'm not trying to fully cover the scar because it is what it is, you know? Got a scar, it can't do a perfect coverage of it, but I did feel like it got away from me real quick, real fast. So great brow pencil. To me, it's just, you run out of product too fast, and so it's not one that I would repurchase because I have other brow products that last me a lot longer, that are of that price or cheaper, or last me an entire year and are the Westman Atelier one. Is the Westman Atelier one, and that one, I'll spend any amount of money for a brow pencil that lasts me a year. Girl, please, I love it. Next up, we have highlighter, and I actually don't have the Merit Beauty highlighter stick because I gave it away. However, we can still talk about it. So the Merit Beauty highlighter stick, if you like no makeup highlighter, this is definitely for you. It's very minimalist. It's very nice and balmy. What I will say about it is it picks up makeup. So it's one that I would exclusively wear with nothing underneath it, if that makes sense, and just wearing it on bare skin and all that. Even if I'm wearing no makeup underneath it and then, or no base product underneath it, and then I'm going on with something that is, let's say, a blush, and then I put it on top, even then, so lightly touch it, because it does pick up product underneath it. And I do find that highlighter balms tend to do that. But if you don't really wear makeup and you just want a little bit of something and you want to layer balmy products on top of each other, it's a great product. It's just not one that I personally love because it does kind of move stuff around, you know? And I don't I don't got time for that. And then we have the illuminating stick from Versed. It is a very pretty product, and it is less balmy feeling than the Merit Beauty one. I also find that it doesn't pick up my makeup underneath it. It's very pretty. It has a very nice sheen to it. It's very comfortable to wear. And if you're into no makeup, but you want something that is not balmy and something that you don't really have to worry about picking up your makeup underneath, because it's more of a, it doesn't have that kind of slip that the Merit Beauty one does have. So if you're looking for a highlighter, you want something that gives you highlight but isn't over the top, isn't glittery, just has like a little bit of a sheen, and looks very much like very hydrated skin, this is the one for you. Between the Versed and the Merit Beauty, the highlighting sticks, I'm definitely going Versed on this one. It just outperforms by far, in my opinion. Then I want to talk about something that the Merit Beauty doesn't have, but I want to make sure to highlight this illuminating drop from Versed. I love these. I actually have two shades. This is the shade Moonlight. No, I just made that up. Absolutely incorrect. Am I okay? I have the shade Golden, and then I also have the shade Bronze, and they're stunning. I like to mix them together. I like to wear them separately. I like to even highlight the tops of my cheeks with it. It's a nice liquidy product. It is very, very beautiful. And I know that Merit Beauty does not have a product like this, but I feel like I need to mention it just so that we touch on it. A little bit of this goes a long way. So it is just really nice. And if you like illuminating products, you don't want to spend too much money. I believe this is about $20. Definitely worth grabbing. Anyways, now we're moving back to bronzer. Now we have the Merit Beauty bronzer, and this is what is their full name? The full name, their Bronze Balm, and I am a really, really big fan of this product. So the Bronze Balm has a nice slippiness to it, but the way it applies is just so seamless and so beautiful, and it blends out beautifully. It's very, very thin, which is amazing, and you really just it gives you such a beautiful glow, but it's not over the top. But it's not so subtle that you're like, okay, where is the bronze, if that makes sense. It is so beautiful. I have the shade Leo in this one. It's one that I love to wear in summer. It's one that when I want a more minimalist look and I just want a little bit of bronze, a little bit of something, this is one that I love to grab. It's pigmented, but it doesn't have so much of a punch to it where you're like, oh, whoops. It blends out so easily, and it's stunning. Now we have the Versed bronzer stick. Now in this one I have the shade Away, and this is interesting. I don't like the Versed one as much, and I feel like it just applies kind of patchily. At least on me it does. It is a beautiful formula, and once you kind of get it where you want. At times I find that I get a little bit of patchiness, and even when you swatch it, and I'm going to have up close swatches for you guys, you can tell that it's a little bit more on the patchy side. So it doesn't do it for me. I also feel like it's a little bit more dewy and it has a little bit more balmy than the Merit Beauty one. So the longevity in wear isn't quite as strong as the Merit Beauty one. I mean, they're both balmy products. So again, by the end of the day, product's going to be faded. It's still going to be on. Especially if you set your face with setting spray, it's still going to be on, but the Versed one just completely, I feel like it's almost gone by the end of the day, whereas the Merit Beauty one is more faded, if that makes sense. So if I had to pick between the Merit Beauty and the Versed, their bronzer stick, I'm going Merit Beauty all the way. Next up, we have blush, and we're going to start with the Merit Beauty, their Blush Balm. I really like this formula. It is very, very beautiful. So I have the shade Beverly Hills, and it's the shade that I always keep repurchasing, even though I need to explore one of the other shades because I really do enjoy this formula. It's very pretty. And although it is kind of more on the sheer side, but not fully sheer, but it is a little bit more light kind of looking and feeling. Formula is very, very pretty. And even though it's more of a lightweight product, it's meant to be kind of a very natural flush. It doesn't disappear when you blend it. It does layer up beautifully. I don't find that it makes what's underneath patchy, which is amazing. And overall, I'm a really big fan of the Merit Beauty one. Again, I just need to grab another shade. If you have a shade suggestion, let me know down below because I'm intrigued. Next, we have the Versed their blush stick. So this, unlike the lacklusterness of the Versed bronzer, which I felt like was patchy, but also not pigment. Like when you blended it out, it was just kind of like nothing. The blush stick is definitely not the same in my opinion. I really like this formula. It's very pigmented. It blends kind of like a dream. It's very stunning. And I don't find that it creates any patchiness or anything like that. It's very pretty. And when you blend it out, it really, the pigment is just very, very stunning on it. And when you blend with your fingers, it's great. When you blend with a brush, it's great. I prefer always brush. But if I had to pick between the Versed and the Merit Beauty, to me, they're kind of two sides of the same coin. They're very similar to each other. I would say right now, because I don't know if I said the shade actually that I have in the Versed one. I wear the shade Cozy, or I have the shade Cozy. They're very different shades, so I feel like it just kind of depends on the time of year. To me, these are equal. In my opinion, I would say maybe the Merit Beauty edges this out a little bit more, the Versed one out a little bit more, but to me, it's kind of a draw on these two. I really like the formula, and I really want to get another shade of the Merit Beauty one, kind of more similar, like more of a berry shade, like the Versed one. So maybe when I get a more berry shade in the Merit Beauty one, I'll be able to do like a true side-by-side, because I feel like when shades aren't that similar in blush, it's kind of hard to say which one edges out, because formula-wise, in my opinion, they're very similar. And I really, which of course isn't surprising because they are founded by the same person, even though the bronzer was very much a disappointment, in my opinion. Anyways, now we're moving on. Let's do eyes. Yeah, let's do eyes. So first we have the Merit Beauty, their mascara. Now I love this mascara. You guys love this mascara. It is so great. So this is the Merit Beauty, their mascara. And this is a tubing mascara. This is great. This is a great tubing mascara. It gives me really beautiful lashes. I've talked about this before on this channel, and I know a lot of you love this as well. It is a great formula. I don't have any running with this. I don't have any crumbling with this. It is very comfortable to wear throughout the day. I don't feel like it's... Sometimes mascara, you feel like it's stuck to your eye, and then when you try to remove it, it's not easy. Because it's a tubing mascara, it's really easy to remove, and I really, really, really enjoy it. Next up, we have the Versed their mascara. Now, this is a defining and kind of lengthening mascara. This formula is fine. They say it's water resistant, and so it's a little bit harder to remove, at least in my opinion. I do enjoy it. It does do what it says it does. It does define and lengthen and all of that. And I don't really have any issues with like it crumbling or running across my face, really. If I had to pick between the two, I'm going Merit Beauty all the way. The Merit Beauty mascara to me is just elite. The Versed one is nice, and I feel like a lot of people would like it, but me personally, first of all, I love a tubing mascara, but also I just love the way that my lashes look more so with the Merit Beauty mascara than the Versed mascara. Now we're going to move on to, no, we have eyeshadow. Am I okay? I almost said lips. We have eyeshadow. So first, the Merit Beauty, their matte eyeshadow. So I have two shades. I have this one here, which is the shade Brun. It's a dark brown. It's beautiful. And then one that I've been grabbing nonstop. The Merit Beauty eyeshadow in the shade Mid-Century. It's so, so pretty. I love the formula. Lasts all day. Literally sets up and doesn't move. It is incredible. And I love it. And I also love that it's matte. I like that I can kind of, specifically with the shade Brun, you can probably tell, I dip in with a brush and just kind of create a line. And Mid-Century, I more like to wear all over my lid. Again, doesn't move. I don't get creasing with it. It's incredible. Now we're moving on to Versed, and they have this eyeshadow. What shade is this? It is Vintage. If my eyes, the shade, yeah, Vintage. This shade is so beautiful, I just want to say. And when it dries, doesn't move. So it's wild. It also has kind of that applicator that the Giorgio Armani eyeshadows have, which is really nice because I really like that applicator. This also doesn't move, and this shade is stunning. They have beautiful shades, but this shade is stunning, and when you kind of blend it out, it is just so gorgeous. I am a very, very big fan of this, and it also, oh, I gotta work fast, and it's already drying. Jeez. Oh, got it before it fully dried down, and then I'm just stuck with eyeshadow everywhere. But this is an incredible eyeshadow. I really, really like it. Now, this is also kind of a draw for me. And I also think it depends on what you're looking for, because the Versed eyeshadows, they don't really have mattes unless they expanded it. So if you like a shimmer, the Versed is great. If you like something more matte, the Merit is great. They both last super long. They're on by the end of the day. They feel super lightweight. They don't crease on me. And I have eyelids where stuff creases fairly easily. They just set up and they don't move. I would say the Merit Beauty one dries down a little bit quicker than the Versed one, but both are incredible. Now we're moving on to lips. First, we're going to talk lip liner because Versed doesn't have a lip liner, so we're going to go with lip liner first. And here we have the Merit Beauty lip liner, and this is a nice formula. I find that it's a little bit too, it's meant to be sheer. It's a little bit too sheer for my liking, and a little bit too buttery for my liking, so I feel like it doesn't last at all, at least on me. And I like lip liners that last me hours, and this doesn't. Like, this is one I have to reapply. It's a very pretty formula, and the shade I have in this is, what is the, I'm going to end up lying again. Oh no, it is the shade, it's the shade Brownstone. It's very, very pretty, but it does kind of blend into nothing. So when you're like kind of blending it out, if that's what you want to do, it kind of blends into nothing. It definitely, in my opinion, does not extend the wear of anything on my lips. If I wear a lipstick or something on top of this, I do feel like it just fades all very quickly. So overall, it's pretty, but it's not my favorite formula for lip liner. If I'm gonna wear a lip liner, I want something that lasts me a while, and this just doesn't. And for lipsticks, we have the Merit Beauty Bare lipsticks. I have both their matte, I have their matte and their kind of satin. I love these. These are incredible. I mean, I have 1,000. I have in the satin, I have Slip 1990 and L'Avenue. Oh, and the shade Baby. I also have the shade Baby. I didn't grab that. Did I give that to my sister? I don't think I did. I also have the shade Baby. And then in the matte, I have the shade Equestrian. No, I didn't. Equestrian. All stunning shades. All very beautiful. So the formula's amazing. I mean, these are in favorites all the time. More so the satins than the matte. The matte is something that is not something I grab all the time, even though it is a soft matte, so it doesn't suck the life out of your lips, which is incredible. But I just generally veer more towards a satin finish than I do a matte, but I really like the formula overall. Now, Versed doesn't have a lipstick, so we're gonna not really necessarily have something like a perfect comparison, but we do have a lip oil from Merit and then a lip serum from Versed that we're going to kind of compare because I feel like they're the most comparable. So we're going to talk about the Merit Beauty, their lip oil. This is the shade Au Naturel. You guys, I really wanted to like it, okay? I did. It's a fine formula. But I felt like by the end of the day, at times I kind of dried out my lips and it faded really fast. Like, there's just so many good lip oils out there. Ami Collet, R.I.P. R.I.P. But Ami Collet, the Rhone Beauty, their liquid lip balms. There's so many good, even lip glosses that kind of still hydrate, that do so much that I feel like this, the Merit Beauty, their lip gloss, or what is the full name? Is it lip oil? Tinted lip oil really just falls flat for me. It doesn't hydrate my lips, which is what I want. I feel like a lot of the time, again, my lips felt dry by the end of the day. It's pretty, but it doesn't do much. And it fades really fast throughout the day. So it's not my favorite formula. Next up, we have this from Versed. So this is their tinted lip serum. And this shade is, and this is very, I love a glossy balm. I just do. And this shade is very pretty, the shade Compliment, and it lasts a lot longer on my lips than the Merit Beauty lip oil. I don't know if they've changed the Merit Beauty lip oil since I got it, to be fair. But in terms of longevity, I feel like the Versed is just shockingly there, and I feel like glossy balms in general do not last that long. So, should we put some on? It's nice where it's comfortable. Again, glossy balms don't last the longest, but it does outwear the Merit Beauty lip oil. So when we're going side by side on this one, Versed has the win on the glossy lip product. Even though Merit has so many great lipsticks themselves, they can let Versed have that win. And yeah, that is it. That is it for my comparison of Merit Beauty versus Versed skincare makeup. I would love to know down below, what brand do you prefer? If you have one overall that you prefer, or you have products that you prefer, kind of depending on what the product is, one brand versus the other. I would love to know down below. Also, let me know down below what other brands you want me to review and do a side-by-side comparison of. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.